Hey everybody, Twin Diggers here, Pat and Pam.
Yeah.
Well, we found a dump on the farmstead, and a little background story is we were out scouting, found a couple of bottles that were laying in the surface by a dead tree, and there was a gopher hole, and I looked in the gopher hole and it was full of bottles. And actually the gopher was a little ticked at me, and he actually ran right by me and took off. We did a small area and we're digging into a hill, and we probably have over 75 bottles that we recovered. We're not done yet because it's getting to the end of the day, and we've been metal detecting the first half of the day and digging the second half. So the age group that we have is 44 to 46, and we have some things that may be much older that maybe someone can help us out with. They're slick bottles, but they look like they could be older beer bottles. And believe it or not, they were all intact. We have a bucket and a half of just broken glass, which is amazing how all of these survived and the sizes of them. And we actually found our first whole ball mason jar of the large one. So that was really exciting.
The other thing too is we have found 1940 Folger glass coffee canisters.
A lot of them.
And 3 huge Nash coffee canisters. Yeah. So we are pumped.
We have a combination of alcohol bottles and coffee.
Yeah, it is. So far, yeah.
In this area.
Yep.
So we'll show the glass later, but I'll start here. I got the sun on us, so we're going to try to video as best we can. Some oddities that we found first. This was in leather, and Pam found this. And it's embossed. This is the bottom of a shoe, the inside of a shoe.
Let me zoom in on that name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this metal plate, it's got
Shoals
shoes on it. This was actually in the shoe, in the bottom of the shoe. So very interesting. It's on this leather, it says it's Shoals foot. And it says M68 wide. So that was really interesting. Yeah. I never knew that they put metal plates in shoes like that. So, and this is all leather.
Yeah.
So look how well that lasted.
And we know that this is old because later on in the 70s, 80s, it was Dr. Scholl's. But this is Scholl's with the leather. So that's old.
Also an old interesting thing we found, an odd dish. And this was,
let's look at the fancy on
all
that.
The fancy around the bottom. No idea what this was for.
Probably a pretty fancy candy dish or
something. Came off there, and that's what it would have looked like. So neat stuff. Just some other, just older broken glass. I'm not going to show you that. We found a lot of purple glass, manganese, which kind of dates the hole that we dug. And this thing is in really bad shape. It's an old tea kettle. This one is really cool. This is a galvanized.
Or the enamel one, yeah.
Yeah, enamel, I'm sorry. Enamel ware. And heck, that could be cleaned up a little bit and made into a planter.
Oh, for sure.
We found a number of ball mason jars and these Bakelite caps, which I like to keep and clean up because they do fit on top of any type of a bottle. They're kind of universal.
And sadly, although we found all the nice lids with the white glass inside, we did find a lot of the broken ball jars. Yeah. So that was kind of a sad one.
Yeah. Look at this honker. It's amazing how these light bulbs were intact and not broken. Usually we just find the bottom of them and that's it from metal detecting. So we got that one, that one, and then 3 of the household type ones. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I can't believe it that they weren't broken, especially those two large ones.
Yeah, there's some more caps in there. We found this really cool old square nail.
That's one of the biggest ones I think we've ever found.
Yeah. And then in our little fun finds, this beautiful shard on this plate. That is just beautiful with the colors on there. It's got the old crackle that's just from the being in the ground. That is cool. And then this little graduated medicine bottle, which I collect. I have all different sizes of these. It has the measurements on the side. It's a medicine bottle. And so that was fun.
I'm gonna come down a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
Probably a little vanilla extract bottle, but always fun to find the ambers.
Very heavy too.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
This really cool little green bottle, and it has, what is it, 10 DR on it. So we think this may be maybe a medicine bottle for animals. We found this little pill vial. It had a little cork top on it. Very, very thin. And this Parker's ink bottle. And look at all of the Art Deco around that, how pretty that is. It's cool. I also found a lid, glass lid. And I can't wait to clean that up because there are writing and numbers around here and I just can't make them out now. So that was a fun find. Put them back. And more crockery in a different location. And you can tell the age of this. These are actually the fingers of whoever created this pot that went around to make this. And I'm not an age person on Crocs, but this thing is pretty cool. Got that. And these we think are booze bottles. We're not sure, but look at how big they are.
We think gin or vodka, maybe.
Yeah, look at this. All the
they're really heavy too.
Fancy on the sides. We've got 2 of those. We've got beer bottles. This is our greatest.
No, those are whiskey, Pat.
Or whiskey, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And then this was our greatest find today. It's a Ball Perfect Mason. Look at the size of that thing. Perfect condition. It's a number 7. And that is beautiful. There's just a small chip, but a cover on that, you won't even see that. Here, you can see the green in this in the sun. This is old. We've got several of them. This is the oldest though with the green glass. Very heavy, all of these here. We don't know if it was a beer or a soda. And maybe someone can help us with that. There's no markings on the bottles at all. Pam mentioned all of the Folger coffee jars that we found, and there were a lot of them. And this one here still has a little Folger label partially on it. That one's upside down though.
Yeah.
And then the 3 large Nash coffee jars, which are incredible that they came out with rocks inside of them and all kinds of stuff.
I still cannot believe that they were broken.
Yep.
They're not broken.
This was an awesome find. This is a Pyrex bottle. Look at that embossing on there, real deep. Perfect condition, and on the bottom, this is the year here, 1940, and it says Pyrex on it. Oh, it's incredible, again, that none of these bottles were broken from being tossed down a hill in a pit. More other bottles that are similar like. It just says reuse. What is it? The old federal law prohibits the sale. These all have, you can see the year, 1946.
Yeah, and several of them have a cork in it. This one has the cork in it.
Yeah, that has the cork.
It's kind of weird.
So again, several of all of the same. I'm gonna just step up here.
Yeah, by the way, we're on a very steep hill, so we're trying to be careful so we don't fall.
Right. This was a heartbreaker. The top broke off, and I think I did this with my shovel, because you can see there's a clean break. Was a screw top on here.
Look at the bottom though too on that.
Yeah.
That thing's old.
It was just, that would have been so neat to put marbles in. And this, we have never found a lantern before. It's got the brass bottom on it. Look at how pretty that would have been. So that was really a cool find.
That's beautiful.
This, look at that. Look at the, oh, that's all cut in there in the glass.
In the bottom too, it's got that.
Yep, the big star on the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know the age of this, but no chips or anything. It was just discarded.
And we think it's maybe from a punch bowl set.
Yep.
And again, I'm sure it's, you know, who knows, maybe 40s, because we found it with the same kind of bottle age.
This is amazing. This is obviously a wine bottle. It has grapes all over it. This is a smaller one. We found this big one, the gallon one. This is the rest of it. This was all broken up. So that is cool.
Yeah, and then
to be amber.
That other one, the broken
yeah,
part
that
over there.
that goes with that.
Yep. Yeah, that's just amazing.
And then,
okay, careful so you don't fall now.
I'm all right. These little jars were cool. That little design on there. I don't know if it was a mustard jar or what. Don't just have numbers, so you know it's food anytime there's a letter. It's H. But that's a cute little jar there.
Yeah, same one too. Yeah. Two of them.
Two of them. So I think it might have been mustard or horseradish. These little jam jars. We got, these are real thick. We got 4 jam jars. This thing, I'm sure there was milk that's just full of white Eco stuff in there.
Yep.
And there was a big, I think it was milk of magnesia, or I don't know what.
It was something.
That's a honker.
Yeah.
We found always ketchup bottles, but there was this little baby one. So we've got ketchup bottles here. These are ketchup. 2 really cool green glass. It's got the Duraglass label mark on it. I don't know the age of it, but it's very thick. I don't know what was in it, but we've got 2 nice ones that we're going to clean up. They look so nice in the sun when they're clean. They're beautiful. A bunch of food jars in the back. Don't know what was in them. They're all back in there. So your guess is as good as mine. This is another thick old amber bottle. No markings on the bottom. It's almost similar to these here. But I thought maybe that's a beer bottle. That's in really nice shape too. These two were our highlights. I'm gonna move some of these around. We tried to find these on the internet and I just can't find them. Let's get that on there. It's H.J. Heinz Company. I don't know if this was for vinegar. You could see here where there was a label.
I think they called a slug plate where the label would have gone on there.
But look at the, if you can see that in the sun, look at the fancy all around that bottle. So these are really cool. Anybody knows what, I'm thinking maybe white vinegar? I don't know. It's definitely not a ketchup jar. But Heinz made so many different products. But again, this is one that we've never seen. That's a first for us. Booze flasks. Got them all there. This one was amber, 1 pint. The federal law prohibits sale. We got a year on this one of 1945. And I think this may have been some kind of an old vinegar jar or something. These were cool, and if anyone knows what these are, they got all these cool Art Deco on the sides. They triangle down in, and they're thick. We found this design. Look at that big wide mouth. We found this design. Obviously, it gave you a little grip to hang on to it because it's so big.
And then the smaller ones, the same kind of...
Yeah, same setup.
But smaller.
Yeah, little smaller jars. Same little big wide lip on them. No idea. This one's kind of beveled. No idea what those were for. So that was cool. Back here, I'm thinking these might be vinegar or something. We got 2 of these intact. It doesn't have much, just the 2 numbers and the manufacturer. But I'm thinking maybe vinegar? I really don't know what that little handle would be for. I don't think it's syrup. And then, I don't know what this was, but this thing is honking thick and heavy. There's no marking. There's just some couple odd circles on the bottom from probably when it was made. I don't know if it was peanut butter or what was in it, but that's a nice jar.
That's a nice marble jar.
Nice marble jar, for sure. And then up here, this was the glass, and this will all be recycled. So we did find another one here that was broke, another ball mason jar. I think all in all, and let's just pan down here a little bit, Pam, so you see where we're at.
Okay.
All those bottles up there, we went up into this hill about 3 more feet. And in this area right here, this is our back dirt. We started down at the bottom and worked our way up. And the landowner is going to come and chainsaw this log out of here so we can keep knocking down the hill. The back side of that is full of more bottles.
Pat, I'm going to walk over here because we're shadowed in the sun. I'm going to walk over here so they can see it.
And again, this was originally a gopher hole.
Not this big, but I don't know if you can see that. But, and again, we're on a steep hill right now, so yeah. So can you believe that? All of those most unbroken large jars and bottles so far have come out of here. Now, you can't, it's kind of hard to see, but Pat's tunneled back in there a few feet. And now we're kind of to the point where when we come back again, like Pat said, the landowner's going to cut this out for us so we can keep going back. So who knows what we're going to find, right, sis?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's all we have for now. It's exciting. We're at least getting into an older area of age on this property. The interesting thing is the landowners were unaware of this dump site. It was prior to them. And this farm dates back to 1890s.
I believe so.
So they were quite surprised too. They stopped over to see all the goodies that we found, and we had a great day. So thank you everyone for watching, and like and subscribe. And if you know what some of these jars are for that we haven't been able to identify, please let us know. All right. Have a great day, everyone.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.